Chapter 4. The director's difficulty. As the night passed without any words. In the early morning, Lin Yuan woke up slowly. Lin Yuan subconsciously looked at the clock on the wall. In the world of cultivation, there are natural timekeeping tools, commonly used by cultivators. He often went into seclusion. This kind of timing tool had long been widely used. Perhaps because the after effects of the Enlightenment tea were significant, he woke up relatively late, and there wasn't much time left before the reporting time for the task. Lin Yuan tidied up his personal belongings and headed towards the Jade Garden. Under the jurisdiction of Baidadan Peak, there were numerous spirit herb gardens, classified into 4 levels: Earth, Mystery, Yellow, and Profound. The Jade Garden where Lin Yuan was assigned belonged to the yellow level spirit herb G. Ardent, planting only some low-grade spirit herbs. The Garden Master of Jade Garden was 1 level lower than the outer disciples, qualified to propose the removal of the position of spirit herb apprentice to the outer disciples. Therefore, Lin Yuan didn't want to be late and didn't and to offend the Garden Master, he needed to report on time. In the courtyard of the Jade Garden. Garden Master Feng Deking frowned with hands behind his back. In his left hand, he held a book, and his expression didn't look at. 7 spirit herb apprentices stood in a row, Acacio Nally glancing towards the entrance of the courtyard. As the reporting time approached, the anger on Feng Deking's face became more and more apparent. Several outer disciples exchanged glances, seemingly delighted at someone else's misfortune. When the time reached 7 o'clock and five minutes in the morning, a tall and handsome young man entered the garden. It was Lin Yuan. With only 5 minutes left before the final reporting deadline, Lin Yuan had finally arrived on time. However, Feng Deking's face had already turned as dark as the bottom of a pot. In a old tone, he said,
"You are Lin Yuan."
"Yes, Master Garden." Lin Yuan nodded.
"Get out of here."
Feng Deking scowled, pointing to the outside of the garden. Several outer disciples. Lin Yuan was stunned, frowning. "Master Garden, what do you mean by this?"
"Don't you understand? I don't want to accept you."
Feng Deking straightforwardly replied. Lin Yuan wasn't angered either. He nodded and said,
"Then, Master Garden, please report to the outer disciples. If I receive an order, I will leave immediately. Otherwise, you don't have the authority to make me leave." Indeed, the Garden Master had the power to propose the removal of spirit herb apprentices, but it was just a proposal. The actual order had to be issued by the outer disciple in charge. If Lin Yuan left the Jade Garden now, it would be a real neglect of duty, and he would be puny. Shed. Ha ha ha. Feng Deking laughed angrily, finished speaking with a displeased tone, and took out the sect token to immediately contact the outer sect steward. Zhao Doglai. The virtual image of Zhao Doglai was projected by the sect token, and his voice came through.
"Garden Master Feng, what's the matter?"
"Fellow disciple Zhao, I don't want to accept this new outer disciple."
"Did he do something wrong?"
Zhao Doglai asked in confusion.
"He didn't do anything wrong, but I just don't want to accept him."
Feng Deking replied bluntly.
"Old Feng, you making it difficult for me, aren't you? I've already arranged the positions here. Dismissing a disciple without reason affects me quite a bit."
Zhao Doglai hesitated.
"Let him stay for 3 months. If you still don't want him later, I'll transfer him out."
Feng Deking coldly looked at Lin Yuan, then agreed.
"Thank you, fellow disciple Zhao."
"Well, that's settled then."
The communication was cut off. A fleeting smile appeared on Feng Deking's face. He already knew that it was impossible to directly drive away the disciple who had just been assigned. By making this early announcement, if Lin Yuan encountered problems later, expelling him would be a matter of course. Watching this scene, Lin Yuan pondered. Feng Deking seemed to have a strong dislike for him, and his attitude was very unfriendly. Although Lin Yuan arrived a bit late, there was no need to make it such a big deal. He had never met this person before. Was it be echoes of the stable? Or did this person just dislike him? Feng Deking stared at him, not continuing to drive him away, and instead pointed to the end of the line, saying,
Stand at the back.
Lin Yuan nodded and stood at the end of the line.
Today is the beginning of the month. The planting task assigned by the high-ups is 6,000 cluster spirit herbs. If it's too much for me, and you can complete the task, you can wait to be punished.
Feng Deking looked at everyone, his expression serious.
Each of you needs to complete the planting target of 700 cluster spirit herbs. If you lack one, you have to figure out a way to make up for it. I won't waste words. I just want the task to be completed.
Some disciples were surprised, and strange glances were cast towards Lin Yuan. Lin Yuan also frowned. He found that things were not simple. Each cluster spirit herb was worth 1 low-grade spirit stone, and 700 plants were worth 700 spirit stones. If the task was not completed, things would be serious. Moreover, Feng Deking's task Alakat Iron also had a problem. Lin Yuan had just entered the Jade Garden, and didn't even know how to plant cluster spirit herbs. He had to complete the same planting task as the experienced ones this month, which was obviously abnormal. Feng Deking sneered at Lin Yuan and said sarcastically,
Lin Yuan, you just joined the Jade Garden, and you may not be familiar with cultivation. How about this, Liggs? You teach Lin Yuan how to plant. The sect recommends mentoring newcomers, and he considered an older disciple. Help Lin Yuan. Lin Yuan, you're planting Spirit Field S Field 18. Ask Liggs about the direction.
Huh.
The girl named Liggs had a delicate figure, her hands crossed behind her back, looking down at her toes. Upon hearing Feng Deking's words, she raised her head in surprise and said nervously,
Master Garden, I am a bit clumsy. Isn't this a bad idea?
Master Garden, I am a bit clumsy. Isn't this a bad idea?
Just like this. You two start planting.
Feng Deking waved his hand, closed the book, and turned to leave. The others looked at the two with strange eyes, muttering and talking.
He, the Jade Garden's confused one, is qualified to teach others how to plant spirit herbs. It's really surprising. Ha ha ha, she can't even complete her own tasks. Now she has to teach someone else. If she can't complete the task, she might get kicked out by the garden master. The next Okoma is quite stubborn. He dared to be late on the first report. He wasn't late, he just made us wait. He has a big face.
Although their voices were low, they didn't use spiritual power for sound insulation, and Lin Yuan could hear them clearly. Several outer disciples glanced at each other, exchanged a few words, and then left one by one. Soon, only Liggs and Lin Yuan were left in place.
I am called Shezierling, and you Lin Yuan.
Xie Zierling stole a glance at Lin Yuan. Nice to meet you, Senior Sister Xie. I look forward to your guidance in the future. Lin Yuan saluted. Xie Zierling waved her hand repeatedly.
Don't call me senior sister. Didn't you hear them call me confused? I am really clumsy, and I am afraid I won't be able to teach you well.
It's okay. Cluster Spirit Grass is already the lowest grade spirit herb, and the difficulty should not be too great. Lin Yuan said.
That's true.
Xie Zierling clapped her hands, feeling better.
Come on, let's go, and I'll show you around the spirit field.
Excited, Xie Zierling led Lin Yuan to Spirit Field 18. She pointed to the 1-acre land in front of her and said,
Here is your spirit field 18. You'll rely on it for your planting tasks in the future. Take good care of it, as the quality of the spirit field will also decline.
Lin Yuan nodded and glanced at the spirit field. Identification skill. Item, Spirit Field. Type, Land Grade. Yellow grade low quality spirit field. Declining. Effect, a spirit field with thin spiritual energy, suitable for planting low grade spirit herbs. Due to neglect, the grade has declined. What happens if the quality of the spirit field decreases? Lin Yuan asked. Xie Zhiling said.
If the quality of the spirit field decreases, the maturation period for planting spirit herbs will naturally be extended. For example, the maturation time for cluster spirit grass in a low-grade spirit field is 25 days. If the quality drops, it won't mature in 1 month.
Can the spirit field be changed? Lin Yuan asked again.
I think so. You can ask Master Garden Fan about it, and just change the registration information on the roster.
Xie Zhiling scratched her head. All right, I got it. Can you teach me how to plant cluster spirit grass first? Lin Yuan smiled and asked.
Sure.
Xie Zhiling enthusiastically agreed. On the other side, Feng Deking met with someone in a room. A young man in a white disciple robe warmly greeted Feng Deking.
Garden Master Phone, this matter is bothering you.
Feng Lin, does that kid have any background?
Feng Deking frowned. Feng Lin chuckled.
No, he's just an ordinary villager, who joined a sect from a common family. His spiritual root is only mid-grade. What's funny is that he has a tough personality. I finally managed to transfer my younger brother's task to your garden, and he unexpectedly interfered. He even dared to go against me. He should take a look in the mirror and see who he is.
Feng Deking's eyebrows finally relaxed.
Feng Lin, he'll be promoted in a few months. I will find a way to get him out. You should also take the time to build some relationships and bring the stable into the garden. Otherwise, you'll have to give this position to another spirit herb apprentice.
I understand. I will handle it. Thank you, Garden Master Phone.
Feng Lin respectfully took out a jade box and placed it in front of Feng Deking. Sitting in the chair, Feng Lin's eyes flickered. He hated Lin Yuan to the core, making him trouble-free. The position of the garden master he had carefully arranged would be disrupted again.